Every single day, millions of people walk into casinos, open betting apps, or place one more bet, fully aware they could lose everything. And many of them do. So here's the question. Why would anyone willingly play a game they know is designed for them to lose? Is it greed? Desperation? Poor decision-making? Or is something much deeper happening inside the human brain? Because here's what's fascinating. Some of the smartest people in the world, doctors, lawyers, engineers, business owners, have all fallen into the same trap, which means intelligence isn't enough to protect you. So what is? Today, we're uncovering the hidden psychology behind gambling. And by the end of this documentary, you'll understand why casinos don't just gamble with your money, they gamble with your mind. And trust me, what you're about to learn might change the way you see every casino, every betting app, and maybe even yourself. The first bet is never about money. Most people think gambling begins the moment someone places their first bet. It doesn't. It begins much earlier. It begins with a feeling, hope, curiosity, excitement, the simple thought, what if today is my lucky day? What if I finally hit the jackpot? What if one bet changes everything? Notice something. None of those questions are about mathematics. They're about emotion. Because before gambling becomes a financial problem, it becomes an emotional one. But emotions alone aren't enough to explain why people keep playing. The real answer lies inside your brain. Your brain loves uncertainty. Imagine I offered you 2 boxes. The first box contains exactly $100, guaranteed. No surprises. The second box could contain nothing, or $1 million. Which one made your heart beat faster? That's the interesting part. Before you even choose, your brain has already started imagining the possibilities. Scientists have discovered that our brains often respond more strongly to uncertain rewards than guaranteed ones. It's not only the reward itself that captures our attention, it's the anticipation, that feeling of maybe this time. And casinos understand this remarkably well. They don't simply offer prizes, they create anticipation. Because anticipation is addictive. But here's where things become even more disturbing. Casinos were never built by accident. Walk into almost any casino, and you'll notice something strange. You rarely see clocks. Windows are often limited. The lights never seem to dim. The sounds never stop. Every flashing light, every cheerful jingle, every spinning wheel has been carefully designed to keep your attention. The goal isn't simply to entertain you, it's to make you lose track of time. Because the longer you stay, the more opportunities there are to place another bet, another spin, another hand, another chance, and every additional decision increases the likelihood that the house's statistical advantage will eventually prevail. That's why casinos don't need every player to lose immediately, they simply need enough people to keep playing long enough. Cliffhanger. But casinos have one trick that's even more powerful than flashing lights, and almost nobody notices it. Imagine pulling the lever and watching 2 jackpot symbols line up perfectly. The third one slows down, almost lands, and then just misses. Most people think, I was so close. But here's the truth. You weren't close at all. Every spin is completely independent of the last one. That near miss wasn't a sign your luck was improving. It was simply another loss. Yet, your brain doesn't always see it that way. A near miss activates many of the same brain regions as an actual win, which means losing can actually motivate people to keep playing. Think about that. The very thing that should make someone walk away can convince them to stay. If you're enjoying learning the psychology behind money, not just money tips, subscribe to Shekswealth. We don't just explain what people do, we uncover why they do it. Here's something that surprises almost everyone. Gambling addiction isn't really about money. It's about anticipation. Because long before someone wins, their brain is already releasing dopamine. Dopamine isn't the chemical of happiness. It's the chemical of expectation. It whispers, maybe this time, one more spin, one more ticket, one more game. And every maybe keeps the brain engaged. That's why people often feel more excited, waiting for the result, than after they actually win. Strange, isn't it? The excitement comes before the reward, which means sometimes people become addicted, not to winning, but to hoping they'll win. But if hope keeps people playing, something even more dangerous keeps them from leaving. Imagine losing $100. Most people would feel disappointed. Now imagine losing $1,000. Walking away suddenly feels impossible. Why? Because the brain hates accepting losses. Psychologists call this loss aversion. Research has shown that people often experience the pain of losing more intensely than the pleasure of gaining the same amount. That emotional imbalance can lead people to make risky decisions in an attempt to recover what they've already lost. That's why so many gamblers tell themselves, I just need one good win. I'll quit after I get my money back. But here's the trap. Every new bet creates another chance to lose, which often leads to an even bigger loss. And then, another attempt to recover. Before long, they're no longer gambling to make money. They're gambling to erase pain. That's one of the most dangerous shifts that can happen. And here's the question almost nobody asks. If gambling is so risky, why do casinos make billions year after year? Movies often make casinos look like places where fortunes are made overnight. Sometimes, someone really does walk away with a life-changing jackpot. Those stories are real, but they're also rare. Casinos don't rely on stopping every person from winning. In fact, they expect some people to win, because those winners become powerful advertisements. They create headlines. They inspire hope. They encourage others to believe. Maybe I'll be next. But the casino isn't betting on one player. It's betting on mathematics. Across millions of bets, small statistical advantages accumulate. That's how the business works. Individual outcomes are uncertain. The long-term edge is not. The house doesn't need to beat you today. It simply needs you to keep coming back. But casinos aren't the only businesses built on understanding human psychology. There's another industry, one almost everyone uses, that relies on many of the same psychological principles. And chances are, you've already interacted with it today. Here's the surprising part. Gambling doesn't only happen inside casinos. Every single day, people gamble with their future in ways they never recognize. Some gamble by believing one lottery ticket will solve years of financial problems. Others gamble by chasing get-rich-quick schemes, hoping someone else has discovered a shortcut to wealth. Some gamble by putting off investing, believing they'll have more time later. And some gamble every day by refusing to learn how money actually works. Different games, but the same psychology. The hope that one lucky moment will replace years of discipline. But history tells a different story. The people who build lasting wealth rarely rely on luck. They rely on patience. They rely on knowledge. They rely on decisions, repeated consistently over many years. Because wealth isn't usually built in one night. It's built one good decision at a time. And if you've made it this far, you've already learned something that most gamblers never do. The biggest battle isn't against the casino. It's against your own psychology. Imagine there are two doors. Behind the first door is the possibility of becoming rich overnight. Behind the second is the opportunity to build wealth slowly through learning, investing, creating value, and making wise financial decisions. Almost everyone looks at the first door because our brains are naturally attracted to immediate rewards. But here's the irony. The slower path is often the faster path to lasting wealth. Why? Because it doesn't depend on chance. It depends on choices. And unlike luck, good decisions can be repeated. The greatest trick gambling ever played wasn't convincing people they could become rich. It was convincing them that probability could replace patience, that luck could replace learning, that one lucky moment was more powerful than years of discipline. But the numbers tell a different story. Casinos don't become billion-dollar businesses because most people win. They become billion-dollar businesses because most people keep believing the next bet will be different. And that's a lesson that extends far beyond gambling. Because every financial decision begins in the mind. Understand your psychology, and you'll make better decisions. Make better decisions, and you'll build a better financial future. If you enjoy learning the psychology behind money, not just money tips, subscribe to Shekswealth, because we don't just teach you how to earn money, we teach you how to think about it. And if this documentary changed the way you see gambling, share it with someone who needs to hear it. You never know. It might save them from making one decision they'll regret for years. Before you go, let me ask you one more question. Have you ever noticed that the more money people earn, the more they often seem to spend? Why do raises disappear? Why do expensive lifestyles become normal? And why do so many high-income earners still live paycheck to paycheck? In our next documentary, we'll uncover the psychology of lifestyle inflation, one of the most invisible financial traps in modern America. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe to Shekswealth, because understanding money starts with understanding yourself.